One, hey, two, hey, one, hey, two, hey, three, hey, four, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho. Everybody get up. Ho, hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho. Everybody get up. Everybody get up. I said,
Hey, how you doing, Ladios?
Hey, how you doing, Rav'n? I'm doing well.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yes. Here we are for another episode of Actors from the Dark Side.
I'm Ladios Muhammad.
And I'm Rav'n Moon, an actor with passion.
An actor with purpose.
Yes. So today we'll be doing a review of the movie Influence that's on BET Plus right now.
Yes.
You can also get it through Prime, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Why don't you give us a little bit of a synopsis about the movie and
Okay.
maybe a rundown of who the actors are, Ladios?
Right on. So this is a black film. Basically a little synopsis is about an affluent family who are a family of lawyers, and they're defending a movie star.
Grammy artist.
A
singer.
Grammy artist, which
Yeah.
is a singer. Don't let me get confused. And they're trying to see if she killed her husband or not, who was a movie star.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
So it has some phenomenal actors in there. Guenveur Smith. He plays Bradley Hudson.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in Do the Right Thing, Self-Made on Netflix.
Sure. He has a really long, beautiful career.
Oh
Absolutely.
God,
I love him.
I love him
so much. Yeah, absolutely.
Deborah Cox. So she's a singer.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was wondering if that was her
Yeah.
original origin outside of the.
I
I was like,
I get it. Yeah.
and I was like, that's how they wrap up the end of the film. So
Yeah.
I was like, I bet.
Yeah, she's a
I'm so
professional singer.
unplugged in, people. It's stupid. I'm like, crazy.
But I guess she started her acting career some time ago because she's been on the stage. But I'm starting to see her in a few more independent films. So I guess she's doing a little bit of both.
Crossover. Hey.
Yeah, she's a singer. She's been in Blood of a Champions in 2005. Again, she's done a lot more theater than she has been singing. Kellita Smith. Okay,
Yeah.
she plays the wife
I love
of Bradley. Oh my God,
I
Carla.
absolutely
She plays
love
Carla
her.
Hudson.
She used to be in Birdie Mac.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's how
Yes.
you'd know Carlita Smith. And,
Z Nation
she was
in the
gorgeous.
Cut. Oh yeah.
So amazing.
Sidora, who plays Desiree Hudson.
Okay.
Yeah, she plays the daughter of Roger.
Okay.
Bradley.
I didn't realize that she was in White Chicks. That must have
Was
been when
she?
she was really young.
She was super young.
Yeah, that's interesting.
She was in, and that's what, the Step Up in Wild Hog. Yeah, my goodness.
There you go.
Yeah, we've been around for a minute, huh?
Well, and obviously she has too. Way to stick it in there.
There you go. All right. So then we had Todd Anthony, who plays Lamont Hudson.
Okay.
Lethal Weapon TV show and The Quad.
Yeah, I'm not real familiar with him, but he was enjoyable to watch. Absolutely
Yes.
entertaining. Very
Gary
attractive.
Durden. Now, I liked him. He played Perk.
He's extremely attractive. Those eyes, right? He has these beautiful
He just
blue
has
eyes.
a presence of a man on there. Like,
Yes.
everything
CSI,
I see.
that's what you'd remember him from.
Yes. And being Mary Jane.
Yes.
And Soul Food.
Now, I got him confused at the beginning with Jason Meeks. Do you know who that is?
Wait a minute,
That's the ex-con that turned supermodel.
Oh, yes!
And also has those
Girl.
ridiculous eyes. And I was like, yes, you know me. I'm
One
I'm
is
on
super
board.
young, and he's way more mature
He
than
was way more mature, but I'm super old now.
You're not
and I just
old.
don't know time anymore, you know? Like, every once in a while, I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I'm like, that was 20 years ago. So,
I can see the resemblance.
Yeah, I get confused
But Gary
easily.
is so much more handsome.
He's a lot more handsome.
He just has, like...
He has more swag.
Yes!
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Columbus Short. He
Okay.
plays Billy King. Oh, and he did a hell of a job. He was in Stomp the Yard. ER. He was also on Scandal.
Okay,
Yeah, Scandal.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. Nadine Ellis, who plays Teresa Graham. She was in Tropic Thunder, Iron Man 2, Hairspray. And Anthony Hamilton. He was the one who was murdered.
Okay.
He plays Kyle Kirby, and he's an actual R&B singer.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So this is the first time I ever seen him on film, which was
Yeah.
interesting. I guess he's crossing over. And William L. Johnson, who plays Detective Brown, he's been in The Confidant, Blue Hill Avenue. I haven't seen those two, but I've seen the guy. I don't follow him much, but I've seen his face.
Okay, sure.
And then Bebe Drake, who plays Kathy Kirby, the Friday After Next in Wild Hogs.
Okay.
So this is the cast. It was a beautiful cast, and so this is the first time we spoke about it. So I picked the film this time. So we want to know. I've been waiting to see this. We want to know what did Rav'n think.
Oh man, well I gave it a solid C plus. I love the cast. I did. I love the cast. Where I get hung up on is the writing. Yeah. And I saw what was going to happen probably, good half hour in. So then I was like, oh, it's exactly what I thought was going to happen. So that's where I gave it lots of minuses. Only on that. Because I thought the cinematography was great. One thing that I have issues with, and this is totally personal. Yes. I have hearing issues on my right side, which you're aware of. So there were parts of the sound that, that I was like, God dang it, I have to go back and re-listen to because I didn't catch that. So those are little things that I get hung up on. But, that's my opinion. So, but overall, I did love the performances. I loved, again, it's nice to see a black film where they know how to light us properly and everybody looks, like that makes me happy. Everybody's beautiful, well represented. And it's always nice to see the other side of how the media wants to portray us as far as they're always, I think that's the big misnomer, right? People think back to slavery and things like that and they think, oh, well, the poor black downtrodden people, but it's never been like that. There's always been a class of African Americans that are part of the upper class. And our part of the influence. So so this was a really nice depiction of that. So those were the pluses for sure.
Did you guys hear that? C plus.
So B minus. I don't want to be mean.
So I'm the opposite. I gave it a flat A, maybe A minus. For the acting was very solid. The cinematography, I would probably give it a B minus. And I say only because what she said, that there was some sound issues. There was some sounds where music was playing in the background and it was way louder than the vocals. And I'm like, why did the editor do that? They should have lowered the sound and increased the vocals. So I'm with you on that. Yeah. But my solidness of an A, it's just a flat A. It's not an A plus, not an A minus. It's just an A, is because I loved how Roger Smith, I'm not going to pronounce his middle name because it's a little bit difficult and challenging for me, but I love how they presented him and his wife, that they were very controlled. Even in his anger, he was controlled, and we had a whole different dynamic of what we can project on the film. I like the way when he entered and they entered into the law firm, and his daughter is saying things like, why do they have us waiting? Why do they have us doing this? And she's like, be calm.
Yeah, this is part of the game.
Because this is part of the game. And he's making his presence known. And then he's looking and he goes, look, they put all this beautiful stuff out there, entices and say this. They have us waiting. He said, but it's all a game. And she goes, well, why can't we get stuff like this? He goes, because I am not going to come downtown and rent a place to give my money, my hard-earned money that I work and earn, back to the white man. Yeah. Because when you get through the film, their law business is in their home, right? Sure. Yeah. And I thought that was good. And then on the flip side, the other law firm that's ready to meet him, they're playing this game. They're like, oh no, we're going to make them wait. We're going to charge them $500,000. These are bottom feeders. And then when they show up, it's like a whole different world. Like he knows who he's dealing with. That So going back to one point that you made though about the relationship aspect, I did love that. It was very much like maybe Michelle Obama
and Barack kind of relationship, two powerful people that are very much in love with each other and very much support each other.
Exactly.
And that's all that there is to it. It's very solid. And that was depicted very well in the movie. I loved the fact that the family unit was so strong. At one point, the daughter expresses concerns for maybe how they have to go about their way of defending their client. And, he says, look, if you don't have the stomach for this, you should get out pretty much. And, it doesn't mean I don't love you or I'm not proud of you. It just means that you're not cut out for this. And I thought that was sweet, even though, even if she might have seen it as a rejection, it showed a lot of support and love throughout the family unit. So I did like those aspects of the film. So,
And another, when they first entered, then after they did their little banter, the two law firms, and then the brother who was a lawyer, he was like, hey, do you have an open space? He goes, don't you have a job? And he goes, yeah. He goes, where'd you graduate? He was like, I graduated from Harvard. He goes, well, I graduated from Howard. Yeah. And I thought that was important because, and here's my philosophy, is that they put so much on education, and if you didn't graduate from Stanford, Harvard, Preston, what's the other one? Preston.
Yale.
Princeton. Oh yeah.
Princeton.
Stanford, Princeton, Yale, or Harvard.
Sure.
These are these Ivy League schools, but he's saying, I know the law just like you do, and I just went to Howard, which is a black school. And so he says, I thought you had a job. And the young man was like, yeah, I do. He said, but there's nothing that a white law firm can teach me, and he can't teach me how to be a black man doing law. He's like, nothing about the law firm can teach me about law, and he can't teach me how to be a black man. And I was like, boom. So when you get through these little sects and all these little twines, there's like little nuggets of this is, they're little nuggets of getting away. Like, these are lessons. These are things we should know. These are, and I like when I first look at a film, I look at it for entertainment. Yeah. But in the back of my mind, I'm catching something. Then I go back and I'm like dissecting. I'm like, oh, I missed that. Yeah.
So being counterpoint, one of the things that I thought wasn't needed was probably the relationship between the prosecutor and the defense attorney. And to the point that I was like, yeah, this is just not even needed. Sometimes I'm that editor that'll sit there and be like, why is this movie so long? Or why is this, that kind of thing. I just sat through, oh my God, in Hollywood with, I'm sorry, people. Quentin Tarantino's last movie. Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes,
I love that film.
And I was sitting there saying, you could have cut this, and you could have cut this, and you could have cut this, because you wasted 3 hours of my life. And it's not that it was total waste, but I could have used a half hour back. Sorry, Quentin. So, I'm just being honest. That's one of the things where, like, that relationship, I was like, okay, I guess I get it and all of that. But on the other side, and you know what a prude I am, so I'm like, oh, why do we even need the filth, blarb, and filth? Anyways, they did do the sex scenes very tastefully. Yes. And that was one of the things that I did like. When there was intimacy, it was kind of quick, no nudity, very well, just tastefully done. I didn't feel like any of the actors had to feel dirty after any of their scenes or any of that. So,
and they promoted
I liked
sex.
that. Yes, and they did promote safe sex.
Because Lamont says, I'm going to bring your appetite and the condoms.
And then he doesn't make dinner. Just kidding. No. She was 3 hours late.
Yeah, her job was more important. Yeah. But yeah.
That was all a little
sometimes, just so you know, the film was about 1 hour and 20-something minutes. It wasn't very long.
No, it wasn't too long. But again, that was just one of the
any
things
movie, you got sex sells, unfortunately. But if you're going to have it, I'm with it when it's tasteful.
Yes,
and you don't always have to take you don't have to. And it wasn't grimy. It was realistic sex scenes. It wasn't grimy, and everybody was well respected. And now I thought the private eye and the daughter. I'm like, what is this all about?
Well, that's why I got to a C, because it's like every character had to be hooked up in some way. So it couldn't just be,
there's a conflict.
Yeah, well, I guess, but I mean, does that layer in too many conflicts? Does that it's like, if that's not going to go anywhere, then why is it
And
there?
it didn't.
And exactly.
Yeah, how
so
it
that's,
ended
that's
was like,
where, again,
what
like with
the-
my writing, I'm like,
Yeah.
if that's not going to go anywhere and that doesn't add to the main storyline, then why is it there?
Well,
and
the
it's
two-
just padded, and it's like padding,
Yeah.
like, and is it padding that makes it better, or is it padding that just distracts, or just, hey, here's sex, or here's a sex scene, and
Well, the
everybody's
prosecutors,
hooked
that
up,
was padding.
so,
You
yeah.
had to have that conflict because they're two contrasting characters, and then one's a prosecutor, one's a defendant lawyer or defense lawyer, whatever.
Sure, but
So-
we've seen plenty of films where that relationship doesn't even have to have the sexual relationship, and you still see the conflict because they're defending their case so much. You know what I'm saying?
We have to look at that because every even Scandal, there was sex scenes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but I think the extra sex
That might
scene
be true.
between the private eye and the daughter, that was like for me empty.
Yeah, that was
because
extra.
it was just like, okay, she's randomly sleeping with someone that she doesn't want to tell her dad that she's sleeping with, and he's like, you either get off the pot or shit, you know,
Well,
like, because at the end he was like, if you're not like, he's like, I want to be with you.
Sure.
But if you want to play, let's just play. We're not going to get serious. And then at the end, he let her know we're not going to get serious. You know.
Both of the relationships had that element to them, right? Remember the Lamont said to the defense attorney, my dad'll skin me alive if he knows that I'm dating you. So they both had
Their
that
sister and
element,
brother. Yeah.
but yet they both never confronted the dad or brought it to the table. So that's where I'm like, it was ancillary, didn't really need to go there. They're all sexy people. It was great to see them being intimate, but at the end of the day, did it add to the story? Again, part of my low grade.
Yeah. I think one of them did add to the story. I think the second one with the daughter and the private, it was.
And
it was
I hated
overkill.
the ending of that too.
I didn't.
With
They
him
left her
hooking up
hanging.
with the other detective, and like, cause that
Was
was
it
the
another detective?
That was the detective that showed up when Kyle
Yes!
Kirby got killed, and they just flirted off the bat, and yeah, so that's
she was
who
willing
sitting
to
on the couch.
she was willing to go all in. So
And
she
I'm
had to make a
like-
choice. And that's the thing is when you're like in this echelon of this wealth, you don't they still presented that
Ooh,
same
but girl-
aspect that okay, you might be a grade below what my dad or my parents are agreeable to. And that's
but-
across the board in every freaking movie.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure,
and
sure.
I was like, get over this.
But I have even another point that the private eye was so good that how did he not detect Mama's gambling problem? That was something that I was like,
But he
you know
did.
what? After the fact, and after she was over the grave, like
No, but he did.
confessing to it.
No,
What
he did.
When?
It
What
just
did he
it was
say?
all tied in because how he caught it was when he kept saying he had been following you all the time to the grave. Remember, she kept coming every week or every day.
Yeah, but that was at the very, very end.
But he had to have some proof of what it was, and
But that was after they saw the videotape and everything of her killing him,
You think
like,
so?
yeah.
Oh.
So they just kind of wrapped that up at the end, and then she's like, oh, he owed me money, so blah, blah, blah. And
I
I'm
don't
like,
know if it was at the end, unless they had
I
to have
watched
the
it
proof.
last night, girl, trust me.
Because the reason I'm questionable about that was because he also said that
What?
I want to tell you that your son did pay your gambling debts.
Oh, yeah,
How
that
would
was
he
at the
have
end.
known? But how would he have known about the gambling?
Yeah, but I'm
debt?
just telling you that whole scene
Yeah.
was at the end of the movie, right before they show the scene of her singing.
Yeah.
That was literally the last scene of the movie. And because the real tip-off was the sex scene. And the fact that they had the same picture over the wall. And that guy
wasn't the
said,
tip-off.
ooh, that was scandalous. Well, that was the tip-off
You think
because
so?
then Roger Guenveur Smith, he gets the jury to go back to the house, and that's when they find the video camera. And that's when they reveal, oh, it was Mama all along. So that's, again,
I don't
that's
know,
where it was
because
like,
remember the angels? Remember the angels
we're
on the
putting a bow on it.
on the
Yeah, that's
case?
where they found the camera.
Yeah, but there was at the beginning when they showed those angels and they said who's into angels and that was I still think that PI, but I can see how you could see the disconnect. Of
Well,
like,
I'm just saying it all got very wrapped up with a nice little bow at the end at the gravesite. And, oh, I killed him because of my gambling debt and blah, blah, blah. And then, oh, and by the way, ma'am, he paid off your gambling debt. And, like, that just adds the icing to the cake. But yeah, you know.
Yeah. But what was the guy who
Brothers
came
are
over to the law firm, the black guy? He goes, man, he chuckles and he's like,
He says,
"She's
that was scandalous.
She's,
She
our
slept with
client
him."
is scandalous. And he was like, what you mean?
He said
so,
he slept with her in the same
the
bed.
video.
And that's when he was like, and there must be a video in that room. He said, who was behind that video camera?
Yeah.
And that's when he was
okay,
like,
so I can see where,
angels.
so then maybe that's where the the PI did go into more detail of getting and connecting the dots. Cause
Maybe,
you
but
know,
we just, like I said, if he was such a great PI, you would have expected some suspicion to come up digging into the mom before that, because they already brought up the mom earlier. So, you know, that's where I'm like, oh,
Did
you
you
guys
know?
wrap this up with the knife. I figured it out right when they brought her up with the knife fingerprints. That's when I was like, oh, I bet they're going to make this, it's going to be about the mom at the end of it. I was like, I don't know how they're going to make it about the mom, but they're going to make it about the mom. And then all the evidence starts stacking up for the wife. So you're like, oh, it's the wife, it's the wife, it's the wife.
I knew
so
it wasn't the wife.
It ain't going to be the wife.
I knew it wasn't going to be the wife.
But, the wife.
But I knew it wasn't going to be the wife. I just was like, I thought it was going to be Columbus Short. I thought it was going to be
I thought for a minute there too.
Billy King,
for a minute there too, I thought
so. What about the part where he did a GoFundMe? GoFundMe, because she has this addiction.
Oh yeah, shopping addiction.
What is it called?
CBD.
Gambling. Compulsive buying disorder.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that real? I didn't even look it up. Is it real?
Neither.
Is it real, babe? Is it real? I'm sorry, Mr. King, is it real?
Yes.
Oh my God. And I was like, that was interesting because I did like that it wasn't an actual addiction, like a narcotic addiction.
Yeah.
That I like. So they kind of kept it clean. But, you know.
She was still a pretty angry black woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was. She had a hot temper, a hot fuse.
But you thought she killed him because she was heated.
Yeah, she was. And then did you like to see how Billy King, Columbus Short, switched on her at the end? And
oh, yeah, that was good.
I was like, this scandalous son of a biscuit
good.
eater. He was scandalous.
He was scandalous. He was a good scandalous.
But he got her a GoFundMe account to raise $200,000 because he didn't want her previous managers to support her because he needed, that was his meal ticket.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think the acting was solid.
It was very solid.
Acting was absolutely solid. I just, I don't like when I can, I don't like plot things. I'm like,
she's like, I'm a straight shooter. Just give it to me.
If I can discern like little holes and stuff, then I'm disappointed because a good story. I don't have that. I'm just like ooh la la. That was great. So so that's those were my main experiences.
Yeah.
But it was a good experience. It was fun to watch. Yeah. I love Roger Guenveur Smith.
Oh,
one of my favorite movies that he ever did was one-man show where he played Huey P. Newton. And it was on HBO. Gosh, man. Early, late 90s. Phenomenal. I mean, just, phenomenal performance. Ever since that day, I was just one of the biggest fans. He was in one of my favorite movies. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Oh, Birth of a Nation. Not the evil one, but the good one.
Okay,
and he actually plays pretty down and out icky character in Birth of a Nation, but a pivotal role nonetheless. So he's just powerful.
I love his acting.
Such a fan.
And he's played all types of characters from Italians to Spanish to Puerto Ricans to
he's what do you call it?
Ethnically ambiguous.
Thank you. Ethnically ambiguous.
But
that's what my children are. That's
a strong freaking presence. Like even if you didn't know his name, his face, I'd be like, I know you. You would know his face, and he's just
getting better with time. He's just he was in Madam C.J. Walker, wasn't he? Yes, he was great in that.
And he was just because he was playing the one.
Didn't he play? Oh my gosh,
what is his name? Oh,
Booker T. Washington.
Yeah, Booker T. Washington.
Yeah, okay.
And I just. I really enjoyed him, and I've always loved Kellita Smith.
She's so amazing.
She is so beautiful and
gorgeous.
She is just aging like in slow motion, and she's just still as sexy from the first time I ever seen her on screen, like 20 years ago. She's so beautiful, and she's a great actor, and she does theater as well.
Oh yeah.
And I loved it. So we got a solid C+. a flat A. For cinematography, I give it a B-ish.
Cinematography,
Yeah.
my score goes up to like an A on cinematography.
Okay. Yeah.
Sound.
Sound. I
Sound
think
and
we were over
music,
it. Yeah.
both a C probably.
Yeah,
maybe
maybe a C for the
minus.
sound. But it's a good film, and if it had possibility or potential to spin off into a miniseries.
Oh,
of
I
regular
watched
episodes,
that family on a weekly basis.
that would be something
truth
I would
right
love
there.
to see.
That is truth
Yeah.
right there. That would be as good as Greenleaf or
Yeah.
any of those. So
And then
yeah,
maybe we
yeah.
can get on there, you know.
Hey, why not?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. But, this was like we're gonna hopefully now Rav'n will pick the next one. So I'm looking forward to what she gonna pick.
Ooh, I have an assignment.
Yes, and so we thank you so much for joining us. You have any last minute closing remarks about the review?
You know, just again, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Like us, comment. If you have suggestions, please let us know. And again, thank you for joining us.
Yeah. If there's any movies that you want us to review, please put it in the comments down below. Remember, you don't have to be asleep to dream, so get up and get out and do something for yourself. I am Ladios Muhammad, an actor with purpose.
And I'm Rav'n Moon, an actor with passion.
And we are actors
From the dark side.